Dim candlelight flickers along the stained glass windows, casting eerie shadows on the faces of the congregation. Pastor Elijah, a tall, charismatic man in his early 40s, delivers a powerful sermon. His voice resonates, commanding attention, but a subtle heaviness fills the air. The camera lingers on a shadowy corner at the back of the church, where an indistinct figure stands, its form slightly distorted. It watches Pastor Elijah intently, raising his voice. God's power is within us. If we believe, we can achieve anything. For a brief second, his voice falters. His eyes seem to darken as they scan the crowd. The candles flicker violently, casting the church into a momentary darkness before steadying. The congregation remains mesmerized, oblivious to the growing unease that begins to seep into the atmosphere. The room is dimly lit, the only light coming from a desk lamp. Pastor Elijah sits hunched over his desk, staring at an open Bible but not reading. He looks exhausted, worn down by the pressure of maintaining his growing congregation and increasing influence. His cell phone vibrates, an unknown caller. He hesitates before answering. Hello? There's a moment of silence, then a voice on the other end, deep and smooth, with an unsettling calmness. Elijah, do you feel it? The weight of your work, the burden you carry? It could be lighter. You could be more than just a pastor. You could have power, real power. Elijah freezes, his grip tightening on the phone. Nervously. Who is this? The voice chuckles softly, a low, sinister sound. I'm the one who can give you everything you want, Elijah. More wealth, more power, more respect. Don't you think you deserve more? There's a long pause. Elijah's face is tense, his mind racing. The camera zooms in on the cross on his desk, catching his wavering gaze. The whispers in the room grow louder, creeping under his skin. Hesitant. I don't know if I can. The voice on the phone grows firmer, more enticing. You already do so much. Imagine how much more you could accomplish. I can help you. You just have to let me in. The room grows darker, the air colder. His reflection in the window appears different, darker, more hollow. The Bible on his desk seems to pull slightly, as if warning him. The temptation is too much. Elijah, already struggling with doubts about his faith and the demands placed on him, hesitates for a final moment before exhaling heavily, whispering, What do I have to do? The voice laughs softly, satisfied. You've already done it, Elijah. You've asked. Suddenly, the light in the room flickers, and the air grows heavier, as if something sinister has entered the space. A shadowy figure manifests briefly in the corner of the room, its form large, distorted, and watching. Elijah feels it, but when he looks, it's gone. The church is packed, overflowing with people. Pastor Elijah stands confidently at the pulpit, but there's a noticeable change in him. His once warm and reassuring demeanor has grown sharper, more aggressive. He's wearing a new, expensive suit. His eyes, once bright, now seem darker, hollowed by something unseen. Forcefully. God wants you to prosper. If you're not thriving, it's because you don't have enough faith. Only through faith can you unlock the blessings you deserve. The crowd nods, but some faces show doubt. Elijah's gaze hardens as he locks onto those who hesitate, his voice growing colder. The air feels thick, suffocating. In the back row, a woman suddenly gasps for air and collapses. The congregation panics, but Elijah barely glances at her. His attention is drawn instead to the flickering shadows around the room, shadows that seem to stretch and move unnaturally. Elijah's rise has been swift. His once modest home is now a sprawling mansion, filled with luxurious furnishings, but it feels cold, empty. Late at night, he roams the halls, haunted by a constant, subtle whisper that follows him. As he walks, The lights flicker again, and the shadows seem to reach out to him, twisting unnaturally. He stops in front of a large mirror and looks at himself. His reflection twists, his eyes darken, his face distorts into something monstrous for just a split second. His phone rings again, the same unknown caller.
You're seeing it now, aren't you? The power you hold. It's more than you ever imagined.
Elijah grips the phone tightly, panic rising in his chest. Desperate.
I didn't want this, not like this. What have I done?
The voice grows darker, more menacing.
You made a choice, Elijah. And now you must live with it.
Suddenly, the room grows unbearably cold, and Elijah watches in horror as the crosses on the walls begin to turn upside down, one by one. The air is thick with dread. He falls to his knees, clutching his head, trying to drown out the whispers. Elijah stands before an empty church, drenched in darkness. He kneels at the altar, gripping the Bible tightly, but the words offer him no comfort. The shadows on the walls stretch and twist, surrounding him. His eyes are wild, panicked. He begins to pray, but his voice trembles. Desperate.
God, help me. I didn't mean for this to happen. Please forgive me.
But the church remains silent. His words fall flat, echoing into the void. As the silence stretches, a dark shape begins to form at the back of the sanctuary. It moves slowly, methodically, its red eyes burning like embers.
You think you can just walk away, Elijah? After everything I've given you?
The ground beneath Elijah cracks, black smoke seeping through the floorboards. Dark tendrils snake toward him, wrapping around his legs, pulling him down. He struggles, but they are too strong. Screaming, "No! I never wanted this. I didn't know." But the devil's laugh fills the church, a deep, guttural sound that echoes off the walls. In a final act of desperation, Elijah seeks out his old friend, Pastor Samuel, known for his strong faith and spiritual wisdom. Elijah, broken and terrified, confesses everything to Samuel, the deal with the devil, the voices, the nightmares. Samuel listens in silence, his face grim. Solemnly, "You've allowed darkness into your soul, Elijah. But God's grace can still reach you. It won't be easy." The church trembles as they pray together, the air growing colder. Suddenly, the devil's voice fills the room.
You think you can save him, Samuel? He belongs to me.
The lights flicker, and dark figures crawl along the walls, reaching toward Elijah. Samuel stands firm, his voice unwavering as he shouts prayers of deliverance. The figures lunge at Elijah, grabbing at him, but Samuel's prayers push them back. The battle is fierce. Shadowy forms twist and writhe, screaming as they are forced back by the power of Samuel's faith. A blinding light fills the room, driving the darkness away. Elijah collapses, gasping for air, his body trembling. The darkness has retreated, but at a great cost. Pastor Elijah, weak and pale, lies motionless on the floor of the church. Pastor Samuel kneels beside him, his face filled with sorrow, whispering, "He's free, but it took everything." Elijah's chest rises and falls slowly, his eyes fluttering open one last time. He looks up at Samuel, a faint smile of peace on his lips. Weakly, "Thank you, but I'm afraid it's too late for me." With those final words, Elijah closes his eyes, his body going still. The first light of dawn spills through the windows, illuminating the now peaceful church. At Elijah's grave, the stone reads, "In the end, he returned to the light." As Pastor Samuel walks away, a soft breeze rustles the leaves. In the distance, Elijah's voice is faintly heard, carried on the wind, softly saying peace at last.